Matthew McConaughey plays a country folk singing honeybee farmer in this sprawling and exhilarating, wide-ranging bee revenge father-daughter beekeeper adventure movie, The Rivals of Amziah King, which just had its world premiere at the 2025 South by Southwest Film and TV Festival, where we are here in Austin, Texas. I'm Zachary Shevich, joined by Amanda the Jedi and Arturo Zurita.
I'm not tooting this bad boy, but we're here to talk about an instant classic.
Yeah, in his intro, McConaughey noted that this is his first film role.
Are you going to hold it the whole time?
I think I'll hold it the whole time. I kind of like it for me.
Let's do it.
This is his first film role in 6 years. We've seen him in Lincoln commercials in the interim and Uber Eats ads. But there's something different about seeing a movie star like McConaughey take center stage in a film that is as epic and beautiful as this one was. Arturo, what was your immediate reaction to the Rivals of Amziah King?
I couldn't believe they were giving out Amziah King posters just for the give outs out there. But it's a near perfect movie, in my opinion. It's a film where it's about community. It's about music. It's about, beekeeping, as you said. Mm-hmm. But it is so many other things. There were things that you did not warn me about going in. I was talking to somebody about it. Just aspects from the intro to the characters to the places that it takes you, the way that it's edited. There's so much going on in this movie. It was an instant classic the moment we came out of it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I was lucky enough to catch it with Art and Alina, and we were all just kind of like just blown away by it. Sometimes when movies kind of feel the need to like restate a purpose, it can feel across. It'd be like, guys, you're being so lazy. You can show not tell. But no, in this movie, when they do it, you're like, oh my god,
they got me with the show.
Oh my god,
and I'm not going to tell what it is yet.
No, exactly.
It's beautiful.
That's mean because they do both.
Yeah,
they do both. But they wrap it up nicely in a way that just like makes this just beautiful community really come together. But also a little scary at times, a little the power of power and whatnot.
Right, because it is like a really hard film to describe, especially in just a log line. It is an adventure film. It is a revenge movie. It is a movie about the power of communities coming together and kind of like a comedy at times. It's a musical as well.
A bit of a comedy, you know?
Yeah.
It's very funny. Yeah.
Very funny movie and a very moving movie as well. Very dynamically put together. I think we should mention that the director of this film is Andrew Patterson, my guy who made The Vast of Night.
Man, put it all on the stocks for this dude.
Yeah, literally.
It delivered here for sure.
Mm-hmm. His debut film was obvious that this guy is a stylist who can make a very unique and singular feeling film with some really bravura moments of cinematography. This is a whole other bag. It doesn't necessarily feel much like The Vast of Night. The visual palette that he brings to this film is an entirely different one. It is really electric. There's lots of like freeze frames and just big whip pans and stuff like that. It is a movie that really moves in a really unique way.
Every shot has a purpose. It's not to say that, he didn't in his last movie, but what was cool about The Vast of Night was that was a movie where he was just making a commercial for the NBA. He literally was making a commercial just so that Kevin Durant could stay at Oklahoma City Thunder. He did not stay. But he ended up coming up with this entire group of people who then shot The Vast of Night with him. To me, it was like a podcast movie.
Yeah.
You ended up loving it a lot. This Amziah King takes everything that he did not do in The Vast of Night and imbues comedy. Yeah. He is showing you things. Too. He's the writer on this as well because it's an original.
Yeah.
And all the music is original.
Yeah.
The story, all of it. Yeah. This man came out swinging. I think this is the biggest jump I've ever seen from a director, in my opinion.
I would agree.
And he's 2 for 2 for you.
Even if you like the first one, this is just such a totally different realm of movie in terms of how I feel like general audience will be able to
because you made a comparison to that,
and how like even people that are more into weird out of the box things will also be into it.
Yeah. In his intro, Patterson referred to this as a film he wanted to make for film fans and for farmers. A movie that would have like a wide-ranging appeal. And I think he totally nails it in just the way that this feels kind of like we keep hitting this aspect of community, but these are like regular people coming together to figure out these bigger problems, fight against these bigger forces. And, it's about small towns and small town farmers. It's about families and especially found families. And it's so fun from moment to moment, whether it's taking you through Matthew McConaughey's misadventures as like a almost B detective to these musical moments that are sort of like Mumford and Sons-esque kind of stomp clap folk music, but very good.
Amziah Sons, pretty much, yeah.
And it's all really cohered together by this incredible performance from Matthew McConaughey, the kind of thing that reminds you why he's one of the biggest movie stars in the world.
Absolutely.
Which isn't to discount the rest of the cast, who is all very good. This is kind of an ensemble film, but even when McConaughey isn't present, his presence is really huge in the movie.
Because everybody feels him. Everyone's connected to him in some sort of way.
Exactly.
Matthew somehow looks incredible. And like he stinks at the same time. It's just
that's what I was saying earlier.
a sight to see.
It's cool because like this is maybe the oldest he's looked in a film. You know, he's got his old man reading glasses on.
Yeah.
Maybe looks a little haggard, but he's still that
still got
blue
it.
sky.
And then the bigger star, the one who you also see on the poster in the images, Angelina Looking Glass, also fantastic.
Yeah.
Her very first film, and you wouldn't know it because she really holds the screen here.
She really does.
And then there's a bunch of other actors who are in there. I won't spoil who they are, but when they start appearing, it's
like,
big
"Oh,
names.
yeah."
And then it's like it's a good blend of what the movie's trying to do and having these really big, powerful figures appear against the lower actors who you've seen in tinier things, or maybe new actors, non-actors, just beautifully put together.
Amanda, so this is a movie that like kind of transforms. We mentioned it is sort of tonally all over the place, but even the sort of drive of the first half is different than the drive of the second half. Did you feel like it was a smooth sailing from start to finish, or did you prefer elements of it to other parts of it?
I do feel like it's a smooth transition from start to finish. I can see why some people might really enjoy the first half more than the second half, but I do think it just kind of stacks up the entire way, especially when you realize what's happening. And like there's people that kind of like come and go, but their presences are always felt. The presence is always felt as it goes on. It's just really hard not to feel that just kind of like rallying power of community. But then it'll still just bring in like the most ridiculous things you've ever seen. It's funny that it's for farmers though, because I was like, I could show it to my grandmother, but there's a scene earlier on that I know she'd just be like, oh, well, that's not nice. So like, there's people I wouldn't show it to for a couple of things, or at least I'd give some warnings of like, just don't look right now.
There is a sudden moment of violence that really comes as a huge surprise, but it's also one of the funniest things that happens in the film.
Very funny. It's very funny. I'm just like really... It's really hard to put into words how much this movie is doing and how fulfilling it feels. It feels sprawling. It feels like real life. Like all these things happen, and you can have a day where something horrible happens, and then something horribly hilarious happens, and then you can get a win and you can get a loss.
There's a moment in the school where you keep forgetting. Oh yeah, that's a whole sequence in this movie, right?
That's what I was thinking.
It's beautiful.
You could easily just put in.
A lot of the scenes stand out by themselves. I can't wait to rewatch the movie, but I can't wait to rewatch moments in the movie because this was one that built up to an ending where I do think it's earned as it goes through the whole feature, because that ending is so earned. People were clapping before the credits even came out. People were cheering for that stuff. The musical sequences, there are moments where some of the characters don't want to follow along while they're in a community of people who are like, I'll come over just to play some music. And they'll show you like people who are reluctant start tapping, people are bouncing their feet. I said I was in the theater also bouncing like that. It was awesome. So high recommend.
There are these just real triumphant moments. The kitchen scene, musical scene that you mentioned, the ending as well. It's a movie that does kind of fill you with these warm feelings, and it moves as well. Like we talked about how much is going on in this movie, but it doesn't waste a moment. It really, like, the pace is kind of incredible how quickly they get through so many narrative elements.
For 130 minutes, we went again a second half of the festival. We're feeling it. We're a little tired,
a little sleepy.
No. Well worth every minute, and that's when you know it's a fantastic film to start off a day already late into the festival. It really surprised us. If it wasn't for Nirvana, I'm telling you, this is 100% one of the best out.
This is the easier recommend. I can't tell my parents to watch Nirvana. But I can tell my parents
because we even had that conversation. This would beat everything out of Sundance. The one thing that I had coming out was, right behind you, keeps falling. We can see her, McGuire Mortimer. Yeah. The Ballad of Wallace Island I had as a 4.5, and honestly, I tied it up here, but I think it beats it.
I'm pretty on par, honestly.
They're really close. I'm giving them the same rating, but I am very surprised with the Rivals of Amziah King. I think the performances in this movie probably top it a bit. I'll have to compare both soundtracks if they want to send them over. Gladly listen to them.
The music is hard to, because there's a man.
It's the way that they use them.
A fucking angel.
Yes.
Every time he would sing, I'd be like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, but I walked out of this saying that I think I felt about it the way that you both felt about Ballad of Wallace Island. Yeah, like I also think I'm 4.5 on this one. It's one of my favorites of the festival. It's on that top tier with stuff like Sorry Baby and If I'd Like I'd Kick You from Sundance for me. But it certainly is going to be one of the most significant movies of the year. Probably a strong contender for our year-end list.
It feels like a Sundance movie.
Yeah.
In a good way.
This after a rebuilding.
Yeah. It's almost
this is like a later Train Dreams.
It's actually kind of good that it wasn't there.
I'm happy it was here.
Because you give them a chance to shine
give,
at that festival.
give them a chance. Plus, Texas. You need them here.
Texas is
the homecoming from McConaughey as well. It all really feels appropriate here in South by Southwest. I'm curious whether or not, or what kind of breakthrough this film is going to have, because it is a really particular, unique beast. Yeah. It is a strange movie at times, and I could see some people being put off by its earnestness at times, the way that sometimes very cynical people online are put off by earnestness. But it is it's so strong. The script in particular is great. The cinematography, McConaughey is so great in this film.
It's a good script,
Well, I think, honestly, the earnestness, I think they maybe account for that, and that's why you get that crazy scene right out the gate, that it's all like, whatever you think this is going to be, it's not going to be that.
Yeah, it is a movie with consequences for sure. But it just an incredibly entertaining and uplifting one. Easily one of our favorites here. I love this one.
I can't wait to see it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you're making honey, make sure you brand it at the bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel, so I know who to get it back to.
All right, so we'll be back with more reviews out of South by Southwest.
Be back.
That's Amanda. That's Arturo. Zach, and
until next time.
What was it? Oh yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. Guitars. Damn, you made a born again Christian Chris for the first time in 2 years.